Let's do this Leetcode article views 1. So we are given a table of views. We have our column names, article ID, author ID, viewer ID, and view date. The first three are ints and the last one is of type date. There's going to be no primary key, which is a column with unique values for this specific table. The table might have duplicate rows. Each row of this table indicates that some viewer has viewed an article written by some author on some date. Note that equal author ID and viewer ID means it's the same person. So if we go down here before we look at what we need to do, let's look at the example and we see like this one right here where article ID is 2. Well, our author ID and viewer ID is the same, so the author is the same as the viewer in this instance. So we want to write a solution to find all the authors that viewed at least one of their own articles. Let's do a basic select from and where with this one. We want to select all of the IDs. Now they're going to be the author's IDs because we want to write a solution to find all the authors that view this. So we are going to select our author ID, just like that. From our table views, we have where, and the where is going to be this next part, viewed at least one of their own articles. So we're going to say where our author ID is equal to our viewer ID. So let's change this and to a where after we copy it. And this means, like right here, we have the author viewing his own article. That's the only time we would want to print out our author ID. Something like this would not meet our criteria. Now it wants us to return the table sorted by ID in ascending order. So let's do a sort after our where. This is going to be done with an order by. And we are going to want to have this order by our ID in ascending order. So let's pass in our author ID in ascending order. So order by author ID, and then ASC is for our ascending. That's going to complete this pretty much done, except something up here that was pretty important. There's no primary key. So the table might have duplicate rows, and an author might view a same article multiple times, like how we have down here. And we only want to count this once. So if you look at this example right here, we only count it once. We only count one of the author ID 4s. So we need to make this select statement unique. We need to make it distinct. So we are going to want to use the distinct with this select statement. So we want to select a distinct author ID. If we run this, we're still not done yet though. Let me show you what I mean. Everything looks pretty good, but there's one thing that is missing or incomplete. Our expected is ID and we have author ID here. So how do we rename our table that we're making? Because this essentially is going to make our first column in here, the author ID. Well, we need to rename this, so we're going to pass this in as, and we want it to be ID. So as ID. So what we are saying, if we look at this, is we want to select distinct author IDs, and we want to have this called ID, that's this table name, so select distinct author ID as ID. From the table views, where our author ID is equal to the viewer ID. And then we want to order by our author ID in ascending order. And that's how we would get the correct output. That's how we would do this code. And if you have any questions on this problem, which is our Leetcode article views 1, leave a comment below. If you want more Leetcode, more SQL, check out the playlist below the like button.